Are you wanting to buy a house but not sure how to manage selling your current house? Well, in this video, I'm going to be offering several tips and considerations for selling your home before you buy a new one. And you're going to want to stick around into the end because I offer some ways you might not even have to sell first to buy a new house. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome. This channel is all about living in the Salida, Colorado area and the real estate market here. So if that interests you, please be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications so you're the first to know when new informative videos become available. My name is Monica McCarthy. I'm a realtor that specializes in Salida and surrounding areas, and I get calls all the time from people just like you looking to move here. So whether you're thinking of moving here in a few weeks or a few months, please reach out to me. All of my contact information is below and we can schedule a time to chat, and I'd be happy to help you make a smooth transition to the Salida, Colorado area. Okay, in the real estate market right now, it's pretty common to need to sell your home before you can afford to buy a new one. This is not a new thing, but we're seeing it a lot more often, especially as the home prices really throughout the nation have gone up in recent years, and that's no different in Salida, Colorado, where I am here. So I'm going to be talking about really some steps to prepare yourself to sell your home and some considerations on how you can best do that with ease. So the first step I recommend is talk to a realtor about the home you want to sell. So find a local expert, look at reviews, ask around. If you're in the Salida, Colorado area, I'd love to be somebody that you talk to about this, but talk to an expert who can not only give you the value of your home, so that requires them to look at comparable properties, give you an idea of value, but also physically go through your home and give you some tips on things you might need to do to prepare your home to be sold. Because it takes a bit of time to get your home ready to go on the market in many cases. Sometimes there's just some small maintenance repairs that need to be done. There might be some decluttering recommended. And so things like that could potentially take time. And so it's a good idea to get somebody out there pretty early in the process who can help you get some advice on how to prepare your home to sell it. Because again, if you need to sell before you buy, you obviously want to get top dollar. So getting that good advice on what are some things you can do ahead of time to prepare your home. And then like I said, they'll also give you an idea of what you could get for your home. So depending on your home and the market you're selling your home in, pricing it well really does matter. Especially if you're wanting to sell it pretty quickly, then having an expert give you an idea of what you can expect and the time frame that you can expect your home to sell in. Some markets are a little bit faster than others, so you might need your home to be on the market for several weeks or even several months. So having that idea of an understanding of what to expect by speaking to a local expert is a really good starting point. And another reason why you want to get an idea of how much your home could sell for is that expert could also offer you an idea of what you can net on that property. And so it won't be exact and it's all going to be an estimate, but they can find out how much you owe on your mortgage and then give you an idea of closing costs, and then have an idea of, based on the purchase price you can expect to get for your home, or a range of the amount you could get on your home, how much you're going to net, how much your proceeds are going to be, because you will likely be using much or all of that for the down payment on your new home. So that number is important for you to understand. Okay, the next step is to talk to a realtor in the area that you're looking to buy. Sometimes it's the same realtor because you're looking in the same area, and sometimes if you're moving across state or across the country, then speaking to another realtor where you want to buy and forming that relationship around the same time is also really helpful. Depending on where you are the most familiar and where you have the most connections, sometimes the realtor that you're working with to sell your home can help you find a good fit in the area that you're looking to buy. But either way, connect with a realtor early on in the process where you want to buy, so they can start helping you look for homes there. And so this is why I like to talk to a lot of people early in the process, because I can learn about what you're interested in. I can get you set up on a customized home search so you are notified when new homes become available in your criteria, and then also just understanding what you're interested in so I can start networking for you. A lot of times in my office particularly, and I know a lot of other realtors do this as well, they tell each other what listings they have coming up before they hit the market. So connecting with a local realtor who can just understand what you want and start searching for you early in the process can just be really beneficial. And so with that realtor, you're able to talk about your timeline. Obviously, the timeline in this scenario is your home selling, but sometimes you might need to be in a new place for a job start or that sort of thing. So they can just really understand what your timeline is, what type of property you're looking for, and then maybe even start looking at homes. So depending on the location location of where you're moving, physically going through those homes, or sometimes realtors, myself included, will do video tours of homes for you. So you can just really start to learn about what's available in that area and start finding out what's a good fit for you. Also, this is arguably should be done before you look at homes, is getting pre-approved with a lender. So remember I mentioned getting an idea of what you can expect to get on the sell of your home, an idea of what your net would be and therefore your down payment. Well, all of those numbers are really helpful for the lender that's going to be lending on the home. They need to understand your debt to income ratio. So that's something they'll look at how much you owe on your mortgage and give you an idea of what you can qualify for, and also confirming, do you in fact need to sell this home in order to buy? Sometimes you might not need to, and that's something that they can explore for you as well. I actually talk about this a lot more in a video I did with my preferred lender recently, where we talk about ways you can actually buy before you sell. And so that might be worth looking into if you don't want to have to wait to sell your home before you buy. You might be surprised at the options that you have there. But nonetheless, get pre-approved, talk to a lender early on in the process so they can start helping you with this process as well. Okay, and so depending on timing of things, ideally you want to, at the very least, have your home on the market before you put an offer in on a new home. But say you find the perfect home and you're about to put your home on the market. Well, a good realtor will be able to help guide you through that process, but ultimately you will be writing an offer to buy a home that is contingent upon the sale of your current home. So we're seeing this a lot more. It's a contingency offer is what it's called. And we're seeing this a lot more in our market now. Like I said, it's pretty common to need to sell your home before you can buy a new one. So there's actually going to be a deadline written into the contract of the purchase of your new home that is basically saying you have to sell your house by that deadline. And so if your home is already on the market and already under contract, then we know what that deadline is going to be. So the ideal scenario is you have your home on the market and you already have it under contract. So we know a close date to put as that contingency. So we, essentially say your homes that you're selling is closing in 30 days. Then we're writing an offer for the purchase of a new home that's closing after that 30 days. The contingency is on 30 days, and then you can close hopefully a few days later. This is a little bonus tip. I highly recommend not doing it on the same day. That just equals a ton of stress. So, because you have to close on one and then close on the next one, and sometimes there's delays with wires, or there's just a million things that's juggling behind the scenes. So it's best just to give yourself a little bit of breathing room. So I highly recommend having your realtors negotiate a time frame difference between the sale of your home and the purchase of your next home. So another tip related to that is make sure your realtors are communicating with one another, because you just want to have some good realtors on your side. And if they can both talk to each other about what's going on in each transaction, it's just a lot smoother and better for everybody, because really it's a domino effect. If the sale of your home falls through, you can't purchase that next home. And so that becomes a problem. And so we just want to make sure we're all working together and understanding exactly what's going on in each transaction so we can accommodate accordingly. And my last tip on this would be to see if whoever's listing your home can help you negotiate what's called a delayed possession for the new buyers. So essentially you're closing on the home that you're selling, and then hopefully having 2 or 3 days in between when those new buyers take possession. So that gives you a few days to move out. And like I said, you're gonna be closing on the other home, the home you're buying, hopefully the next day, not the same day. So that gives you a little bit of time to close on your house, buy your new house, move out of your other house into your new house, and have a little breathing room there so you can coordinate cleaning and moving trucks and all of those moving parts. So that's my final tip on how to make that a little bit smoother for yourself. But ultimately, it is very much possible to sell your home and buy a new home and make it as pain-free as possible. And a huge component of that is just having good people on your side. So a good realtor to sell it, and a good realtor to help you buy it, and a good lender to help you understand your financial situation for selling your home and then buying that new one. So everybody's working together for you to make it as smooth of a transaction as possible. Like I said, there's a lot of moving parts to that and it can become pretty complex. So that's why I recommend having good people on your team for that. And as promised, I wanted to offer you one quick tip. There is something called a bridge loan. I talk a bit more about this with my preferred lender in the video I mentioned before, which is all about how you can purchase a home without selling your home. And this is a mechanism that offers essentially where you are able to pay cash for the purchase of your new home, knowing that your other home is going to sell very soon. So you're getting a loan to bridge between the purchase of your new home and the sale of your current home. So if you know you're going to sell your home soon, but you don't want that to have to actually close first, then a bridge loan might be a good choice for you. So check out that video and it explains all the ins and outs of that. See if that's a good choice for your situation. But either way, speak to a lender to help you with that a bit more. And if you have questions about selling your home before buying one in the Salida, Colorado area, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to set up a time to chat and talk to you about how I can make that as smooth of a transaction as possible for you. And all of my contact information is below. And either way, I really appreciate your time. Thanks for watching and have a wonderful day.